Hello YouTube, RJ. Hey, just wanted to show you a new little thing that just came in, another AliExpress purchase. Yaesu makes a little keypad called an FH-2 that hooks into your Yaesu radio, plugs into your Yaesu radio, and lets you trigger your voice and CW recorded announcements and such by just pushing a button instead of having to go through a whole bunch of menus and selecting. Lets you just stay on your main screen, hit a button, have it do it. It's a nice convenient thing, and I'm going to be trying some POTA parks on the air here shortly, and thought it might be a nice thing to have. Yaesu gets quite a bit for these things. I think they run anywhere from like 80 bucks to over 100 bucks depending on where you get them. There's really nothing to them. So of course our friends over in China knocked them off and made a smaller. This is smaller than the actual Yaesu one. I think the Yaesu one's about this big. They made a cheaper version of it, and this was a whopping, I think I got this for $12 off of AliExpress. Comes with the cable, decently long cable. Looks fine, so I'm excited about getting it hooked up and trying it out. So I'm going to get over on the bench. We'll give it a try, and we'll see how this thing works. Okay, we've got it hooked up, and unfortunately, nothing happens when I hit the button. Going into the message, and pushing one should do the same thing pushing one here does.
Kilowatt 4, Romeo, Oscar, Bravo.
But it doesn't. And I don't know why. I can't get it to work. I don't know if this thing is defective or, you know, I've checked. I've got it plugged in the right spot. It's the linear phono jack on the back of the radio just per the manual. Pulled the manual out and I've got it hooked up just the right position. It doesn't say anything about having to do any setup work. I went online, I looked through some videos and some different websites, able to find a whole bunch of stuff, even a schematic for this thing from somebody reverse engineering, but nothing about changing settings on the radio or anything. So I'm not sure if I've got a problem with my radio or what. Unaware of anything wrong with the radio. Radio's always worked perfectly from the day I bought it. Let me do a little more research and see what I can come up with. Try to figure this out. Okay, I was able to find a schematic online of someone who reverse engineered to build their own FH-2 keypad, and it's pretty simple. When you push a button, basically all it does is apply a resistance of some value. Each button's different resistance here, and then that allows the radio inside to detect it. Let me see if I can get a little better focus. Kind of hard because my focus is pretty narrow on this camera. Getting it all in focus might be a challenge. But so anyway, what it is, I said, okay, is it the keypad? Is it my radio? What's going on? So what I'm going to do is I've got the meter set up here, and I thought if I could get it to grab the right places, we might be able to see whether we're getting what we're supposed to. There you are. Just what it should be. Each button's different, and I know number one is correct from our schematic there. So there's no reason number one shouldn't be working. So I don't think it's a keypad problem. I don't know what's going on. So let me do some more research, try to figure out why my radio doesn't recognize this thing. Okay, I was just about to give up. I hope this helps other people. If anybody runs into the same problem, saves them some time. I couldn't find anything on the web that helped me. I found the schematic, as you know, and I've tested this on the bench as I just showed, and it appears to be working, but it does not work on this radio no matter what. I kind of looked through settings and saw nothing. I was all but giving up, and I was ready to put my manual away, my FT710 manual, and just as I was getting ready to put it through, I kind of thumbed through and I saw a picture of the FH-2 in another location in the manual, and it didn't say anything about changing settings for this, but what it did say was talking about this setting I'm going to show you right here. If you go into operation settings under general, the first thing up here says tune lin port select. If it is on linear, this keypad will do nothing. It says that's only when you're on a linear. If you put it on external tuner or supposedly any of these other settings, but not sure why mine was on linear, but if it's on linear, it will not recognize this. If you change that, as soon as you change it, this keypad will start working.
Kilowatt 4, Romeo, Oscar, Bravo.
I don't know. Let me put my mic up here. Maybe y'all can't hear that, but when I hit the keypad, when I hit 1, this is what my recording is.
Kilowatt 4, Romeo, Oscar, Bravo.
So that's all it was. It's just that simple. So if you run into this yourself, go into your radio, check your operation settings, and make sure your general is not set to linear. If it's set to linear, it will ignore the keypad. So that's all it was. This little keypad works really, really nice. No problem at all. If you go into your messages, you can create a new message. You can literally just hit the mem button here instead of the mem button up there. You can hit mem button here. And if you're not familiar with this, let me show you how this works real quick. This is how it works. Now I'm on SSB, so it's going to do voice recording, but it will record CW the same way. What you do is you hit mem and then the button. So if I hit mem, the button, push my mic, test, test, test for YouTube, test for YouTube, K4ROB. Okay, when you let go, it's done, it's recorded. So now from this moment on, I'll get my mic off, put it up here where you can hear again. When I hit 3, it should say that. Oh, maybe I did 2. I'm sorry. Let's try this again.
Test, test, test for YouTube, test for YouTube, K4ROB.
So that's what it is. And so you can record 5 messages in here and use them from this keypad no matter what screen you're on. You don't have to come in here to trigger this. So that's what you do. You do memory. You then tell it the location within 10 seconds. It'll time out after 10 seconds. Memory, the memory location, key your mic, record your message. When you let go of the mic, you have up to, I think, 30 seconds to record. It stores in there and you're good to go from then on. If you're in CW, if I change the mode of my radio to CW, what happens is now if I go in, and you don't have to be in here to use this. It works whether you're in here or not. The keypad does. If I go in here, I've got some default CW messages in here, for example. So if I go back here, if I hit 1 now, I get this. And if you're playing a message, you want to stop, just hit the button again. For example, this is message 1. I'll start it. As soon as I hit 1 again, it'll stop. So you can stop in the middle of a message if you need to. So that's how it works. Hopefully this is some help to somebody who's trying to figure out why they can't get the keypad to work. But this little $14 AliExpress keypad seems to work pretty good. It's got some additional buttons like up and down, left and right. See, if I go left, if you see, my frequency changes. If I go up or down, that's what happens on the frequency. It's kind of a neat little keypad, very small, very light. For the money, I think it's a banger. It beats spending almost $100 for one. So if you're interested in having one, I recommend it. I think it'll work. It's going to work great. I can hold it when I'm doing POTA activations out in the car and just hit a button and save my voice. And so I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully that helps you find your problem why you can't get this to work. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to catch you in another video. Till next time.